Typing mukbang into a search bar, one can eagerly discover hundreds of videos featuring Korean girls with doll-like faces, European women in vivid makeup, slender beauties, and people of fuller figures, all biting into juicy chunks of meat with almost hypnotic delight, or slurping fragrant noodles with trembling pleasure. These mesmerizing mukbangers enthusiastically stage all kinds of thrilling challenges, turning ordinary videos into genuine spectacles. It is hardly surprising that mukbangs attract millions of admiring views. The number of fans of this genre has been rapidly growing year after year, and the most popular mukbangers themselves are becoming ever wealthier and more famous. Mukbang is a many-minute broadcast during which the host, often referred to as a BJ, broadcast jockey, engages in gastronomic voyeurism, or more simply, eats for a very long time, savoring every bite in front of the viewers. Yet this is not just an ordinary online dinner, but a true feast of gluttony combined with interaction. Portions on such streams are usually meant for 5 or 6 people and consist of several courses of completely different dishes. The broadcaster must not merely eat everything in front of them, but also demonstrate just how much pleasure the act itself brings. Bloggers purr, munch, crunch the crusts, pick up food with their hands, and even lick their fingers. All this seems fairly harmless, but only at first glance. The trend appeared roughly 10 years ago in Korea and has since gained phenomenal popularity. The most successful mukbangs collect tens of millions of views not only across Asia but throughout the entire world. Mukbang is not some random Asian trend. It is a reflection of specific features of Korean culture. The inhabitants of the land of morning calm work tremendously hard, yet often experience profound loneliness. In Korea, there exists a cult of work. Leaving the office before one's boss is considered unacceptable. Employees often stay until late at night, and some even sleep in nearby hotels so that they can arrive earlier the following morning. For Koreans, eating alone is perceived as a sign of personal failure. If you have no one to share dinner with, society labels you a loser. That is why popular actors and TV hosts began streaming themselves eating on camera, to give lonely viewers a sense of company. This trend quickly spread all over the world. The growing popularity of mukbang also coincided with increasing social pressure surrounding beauty standards. Diets, plastic surgery, slender bodies. In such an environment, many Koreans longed to watch people who could freely eat whatever they desired. Mukbang thus became not merely a spectacle of consumption, but also a quiet act of rebellion, a fantasy of liberation from social expectations. It allowed viewers to experience a kind of vicarious satisfaction, watching someone else eat without guilt, without restraint, without shame. Mukbang is not just eating on camera, but an illusion of companionship. For Koreans, as well as for everyone else drawn to such shows, mukbang provides a temporary antidote to loneliness, a sense, however fleeting, of shared presence. In the world of the screen, viewers can imagine themselves not as isolated spectators, but as silent participants in a communal meal. In 2015, mukbang reached the United States. The initial reaction in America was one of confusion. How could simply watching someone eat possibly be captivating? But soon, video blogger Trisha Paytas made mukbang a regular feature of her shows, and the trend swiftly took hold in the United States. Wherever there is human attention, there is money. And in pursuit of both, content creators will go to extraordinary lengths. Mukbangers deceive their viewers, and when they are caught red-handed, they merely smile slyly while shoving yet another portion of food into their mouths. I will speak of that bold deception a bit later, but for now, let us continue. There are several reasons why people are so fascinated by mukbang videos and strive never to miss a new release. First of all, food is one of the 3 fundamental human instincts, along with aggression and sex. This fixation on eating is an inseparable part of our nature. It cannot be changed or suppressed. Moreover, Watching someone consume food, even in a virtual setting, can ease feelings of anxiety and loneliness. After a long and difficult day, when a person eats alone, the desire not to feel abandoned becomes crucial. Mukbang provides precisely this illusion of companionship and calm. The combination of instinctive interest in food and the need for social interaction makes mukbang videos so attractive to viewers. They offer a way to satisfy basic human needs in a comfortable, albeit virtual, environment. Secondly, people are drawn to mukbang videos because they function as a kind of captivating challenge. Viewers are curious. Will the host be able to finish all the food presented? Will they feel sick? What topics will they choose to discuss during the meal? And will they agree to eat whatever their subscribers suggest? Such questions genuinely engage fans of mukbang, who eagerly await new episodes from their favorite bloggers. At the same time, this format is considered safer than the American tradition of competitive speed eating. Mukbang shows often last several hours and resemble royal banquets more than culinary punishments. The element of competition and the intrigue surrounding what will happen during the stream are yet another important reason for the popularity of mukbang content. It is an engrossing kind of show that people watch with pleasure to unwind and be entertained.
Thirdly, bloggers actively employ ASMR triggers in their mukbang videos. ASMR refers to specific sounds capable of evoking pleasant sensations in viewers, feelings of excitement or relaxation. Such triggers include whispering, rustling, crunching, satisfied eating noises, and even the smacking sounds that, in Asia, are considered a way to express admiration for delicious food. These auditory effects hold the audience's attention for long stretches of time. The use of ASMR triggers plays a crucial role in the popularity of mukbang content, even though not every viewer consciously recognizes this phenomenon. Immersion in the atmosphere of ASMR sounds allows them to relax and derive a particular pleasure from the viewing experience. In Eastern culture, eating is a communal process. Food is often eaten with hands or chopsticks, and people are encouraged to make a variety of sounds to show their hosts that they enjoy the meal. European table etiquette, in which we were all raised, is dramatically different from these traditions. In our culture, shared meals are expected to be quiet, almost imperceptible. We do not eat with our hands, we use metal cutlery, which must never clang against the plate. Speaking is allowed only in low tones, and making any physiological sound at the table is considered the height of impropriety. As a result, the natural act of eating has become something intimate, something to be shared and experienced freely only among close family or friends. Imagine a scene, a festive table laid out before you, overflowing with appetizing dishes, or a video where someone consumes a mountain of delicious food with obvious delight. Why do these images have such a calming and relaxing effect on us? How deep are the roots of this human need to witness culinary abundance? The answer lies in the depths of human evolutionary psychology. When the danger of starvation was high and acquiring food was only possible collectively, neural pathways in our reptilian brain developed a need to share meals with others. Simply witnessing abundance provided our ancestors with the sense of security and calm. This deep psychological pattern has endured into modern times. Beginning in the Renaissance, European nobility loved to adorn their dining halls with still life paintings depicting luxurious, sometimes excessive feasts, dishes that were far from guaranteed on their own tables. In the Netherlands, this artistic genre reached perfection, giving rise even to specially composed banquet table paintings. For centuries, humanity has felt an irresistible attraction to the visual enjoyment of culinary abundance. Whether in contemporary mukbang videos on the internet or in classical still lives of the Renaissance, this desire is deeply rooted in human nature, tracing back to the evolutionary past of our species. According to psychologists, mukbang exemplifies how humanity adapts to remote social interaction. People sit in front of screens and begin to eat, drink, and even clink mugs together as if sharing a meal.
Our psyche and behavior always carry dual significance. This means that, on one hand, these are intimate acts, eating, applying cosmetics. In the bathroom, we even close ourselves off from close ones. And yet here, it is all displayed publicly. This triggers the keyhole effect. By this, we mean that humans have an ingrained mechanism, on one side rooted in fear, on the other in the compulsion to peek at one another. In other words, voyeurism and previously conservative behaviors are gradually integrating into social life. Nudism emerged. This has become an ordinary social phenomenon, psychologists explain. Moreover, eating in front of a screen alleviates accumulated stress. People calm themselves in this way and achieve a dopamine state. Behaviors once considered signs of mental instability are now becoming normalized. In the modern world, all psychology is tangled, just like society. Across all spheres of life, the same trend prevails. Uncertainty, ambiguity, the difficulty of explaining one's own actions. Mukbangers competing for views and likes push the boundaries of what is acceptable. Consider, for example, the consumption of live lampreys and octopuses, or honeycombs containing live bees. And that is just the beginning. Some, in pursuit of popularity, eat things that are not meant to be eaten at all. Yes, most people will regard such behavior as absurd, understanding the blogger's motivation, but some may consider it exemplary, which can lead to negative consequences. Classic mukbang videos follow specific rules. A host does not speak while eating, only chews loudly and makes eating noises. There must be a large quantity of food. Ideally, the blogger should remain slender despite the amount consumed. The last point deserves further attention. Delving deeper into the phenomenon of mukbang videos, some researchers even identify sexual motives within them. Australian scholar Helen Donner studied the audience of slender and attractive female mukbang hosts and discovered that their primary viewer base consists of overweight men. According to Donner, viewers enjoy observing beautiful women in intimate and vulnerable situations while consuming food. Moreover, scientists note that watching mukbang videos helps people escape from reality. For example, hospital patients with limited food options derive enjoyment from observing elaborate dishes on the screen. However, experts warn that this practice can have negative consequences. The food displayed in mukbangs is typically high in fat and calories, which in turn influences the eating habits of the audience. Observing hosts enjoying these dishes often incites viewers to desire the same experience for themselves. Thus, mukbang videos, initially intended as entertainment, carry a number of troubling social and psychological aspects that demand further study. Some researchers even predict that the population of South Korea, the birthplace of this phenomenon, may face obesity, eating disorders, and social isolation, all as a result of mukbang.
And here I come to an important part of this video, the dark side of mukbang. Many wonder how bloggers manage to remain slim while consuming such enormous quantities of food. Could it be a fast metabolism? Or perhaps intense workouts at the gym? Well, in some cases that is indeed true, but a number of popular bloggers have resorted to deceiving their audience and have been exposed. YouTuber Moonbak, who works on the channel Eat with Boki, was accused of editing her videos to conceal the fact that she spat out food after chewing for the camera. Although this remained hidden for some time, internet users began a serious investigation only after discovering that she had been making secret deals for sponsored content. Many of her subscribers now comment on her videos with timestamps highlighting edited segments. They concluded that she used a secret signal, raising one finger, to indicate the point at which the next clip should be edited. Users also compared her first few videos, where she seemed to eat normal-sized portions, with later videos in which she embraced mukbang culture and dramatically increased the quantity of food. In her earlier videos, she presented typical single-serving meals accompanied by side dishes such as pickled cucumbers, kimchi, cabbage, and fried shrimp. These earlier videos contained almost no editing, demonstrating that she had changed tactics to appear as if she could consume larger amounts of food. They also slowed down the footage, showing that she held food in her mouth until the right moment to spit it out. Another example is Zach Choi. Despite his enormous army of devoted fans ready to defend him from any criticism, serious questions arise about the methods he uses to maintain his impressive physical form. Zach Choi insists that his diet consists solely of the enormous portions of unhealthy food he consumes throughout the day, sometimes even 2 days' worth. He also claims to train diligently and eat properly to stay in perfect shape. However, careful review of his videos raises serious doubts about the sincerity of these claims. My analysis indicates that during filming, Choi employs skillful editing to conceal moments when he actually spits out food rather than swallowing it. Masterfully placed cutting edits not only distract the viewer's attention, but also create the illusion of continuous consumption. It is also noteworthy that after a series of scandals exposing questionable practices by other mukbangers, Zach Choi began posting shorter mukbang videos. This may reflect his desire to avoid close scrutiny of his eating behavior.
This issue has provoked significant public outrage, especially considering that many people in China and other countries continue to experience food shortages. Bloggers have been actively called upon to take responsibility for such wasteful practices. As a result, beginning in the year 2000, many Chinese platforms began restricting recommendations and promotion of mukbang videos. Moreover, searching for food shows or food streams often now triggers a warning about the potential negative consequences of such content. Thus, the mukbang industry faces serious challenges, not only regarding the accuracy of the information presented, but also concerning the ethical treatment of food resources. It raises profound questions about the legitimacy and justification of this genre in the modern world. Mukbangers have demonstrated that on the road to financial success, one can indeed eat, chew loudly, and deceive viewers. Monetized mukbang channels allow creators to earn money from advertising their videos. Bethany Gaskin, whose channel Blov's Life amassed 3 million subscribers, reportedly earned over $1 million solely from advertisements, according to the New York Times. Advertising is not the only source of income for professional eaters. Sue Tang, whose channel Mommy Tang boasts 500,000 subscribers, told Today Food that once mukbangs become popular, creators in the United States can earn roughly $100,000 per year from ads, ebooks, and product reviews. In 2019, Stephanie Sue purchased a house in Sherman Oaks, California for $2 to $3 million. Despite real estate investments and buying a Tesla for $100,000, Sue jokingly calls herself a pauper in her videos. Mukbang is a highly controversial phenomenon in contemporary culture. On one hand, for some people it truly provides solutions to certain problems, including financial ones. Seriously ill or impoverished individuals with limited food options can enjoy watching abundant meals on screen. However, the format has many critics who point out its negative aspects. Mukbang videos often promote overeating, provoke eating disorders, and can negatively affect viewers' mental health. Some bloggers are even accused of animal cruelty when they prepare or display live creatures on camera. What do you think of mukbangs? Do you consider this format madness, or do you secretly enjoy it? And do you believe mukbang has a future, considering that many hosts have already faced serious health problems because of it? Write your opinion in the comments. Like the video if you appreciated the content. It will help promote the channel.